to another Maker Monday. Today I'm going to be sharing a couple of other fiction works that I have for you, and these are a little bit different. So, if you've been following my channel or seeing my other videos, you may remember that I write primarily women's fiction. That is the genre that I am most drawn to. It's what I tend to read myself, but it can be a very difficult genre to break into. Other genres, or at least some of the other genres, like romance and mystery and thriller, people who read those, it seems, at least to me, that they are more willing to give new authors a shot, I guess, is perhaps the best way to say it. They tend to be a bit more voracious readers and more drawn to anything that fits in their genre. So, that being said, it can be a little bit tricky to compete with that because readers who read women's fiction, I guess, are a little bit pickier. I guess I could say that because I'm one of them too. And I can be a bit picky myself. But that being said, with my hope to make this a career, I have considered broadening my horizons a bit and trying some different options to appeal to a broader audience. And the idea is to see where it takes me. Maybe I'll find something else that I really love to do, or maybe I will just connect with some new readers and be able to find a different way to make a living in this industry. So, that being said, I have two other projects that I have started that are in the works as well, in addition to Pine Valley number three, which I shared last week. So there are two very different projects. One, which I've been working on for a little while now, is completely different because it's not even for adults. It's like the opposite end of the spectrum. And it is actually a series of picture books. And this series of picture books involves a character, and her name is Kaisley, which is an unusual name, but I actually came across it when I was doing some searching online, trying to figure out what my main character's name should be. And I found it by searching for names that meant curious. My idea with this picture book series is I have a character, and her name is Kaisley, which means curious. And she is a very inquisitive, imaginative child who looks at the world in a unique way and sees things differently than what they are literally in front of her as. So I'm hoping that with this series, not only will it appeal to children in the sense that it's fun and interesting, but also maybe encourage them to use their imaginations and to see the world a little bit differently too. So I've written one of the books so far and about half or so of another book. And the biggest challenge that I am encountering with this series is that I'm also attempting to do the illustrations. So, obviously, a picture book is a completely different format to begin with. But then you're throwing the monkey wrench of the illustrations in there, and I'm really not sure how this is going to pan out. But I wanted to give it a go and see how it works out. I figure worst comes to worst, if I can't get it working, if I can't get the illustrations going to my satisfaction, then I can partner with an illustrator and see if we can get something going. But I have a picture in my head of what I want these pages to look like. So I'm going to see if I can bring it to life first before I bring someone else into it. So, very different project with a series of picture books about Curious Kaisley. So stay tuned for more about that and see how I get with those illustrations. It'll be an interesting experience. But on another project that I've got, this one is a more recent development, so I haven't made too much progress on this one. But this is also a very different genre. Not quite as big a jump from my normal repertoire as the picture books. But this one the idea that I have goes into the mystery realm, most likely cozy mystery or thereabouts. I'm not really one for thriller and suspense. I think I don't know if I could handle that one. That might be a bit out of my league. But I think I can handle a cozy mystery. I've got some ideas. And in this particular book, not sure if it would end up becoming a series or if it'll just be a standalone. Kind of need to see where the wind takes me, what the muse decides to grant me. This here is about a woman, and I'm not sure what her name is. I think maybe Natalie. Like I said, very beginning stages in this, so I haven't done much with it. But in any case, she finds herself at a bit of a crossroads, which is totally on brand, and she is looking for a new job. And in her searching, she comes across a posting for a library director. So we're drawing on my library experience a bit here. But the difference here is not just a regular library director position that might open up at your local library. This here, the library has been closed for a bit. And the circumstances regarding why it was closed are a little bit up in the air. And so, as Natalie starts this job and starts figuring out what she needs to do to revitalize it, because the town has decided to bring it back, and that's why they're hiring for a director, they want to reopen the library. But in this process of reopening and revitalizing and trying to figure out what's there, what needs to get done, she starts uncovering the history and the past and some questions about why was it originally shut down and why this sudden change of heart that they're trying to open it back up. So I'm curious myself to see how it's going to play out because this is just an inkling of an idea that I started playing with. And I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So, as you may remember from previous videos, I am a pantser, which means that I do a lot of planning when it comes to writing my books. I see where the characters take me. But with a mystery, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do a bit more planning than I would normally have to do. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. We'll have to see. Breaking out of my comfort zone with both the picture book series and with this mystery book. Not sure how it's going to go, but I'm excited for the challenge. I think it could be a lot of fun, and hopefully, you guys will agree. Hopefully, there will be something that appeals to you. So, stay tuned for updates about those two different projects. I will be sure to share more in the coming weeks. And until next week,